Criminogenic environments. The role of neighborhoods and families. The essential question we are dealing with today is, why do some places and some families seem to breed crime more than others? Is it the people who live there, or is it something deeper about the environment itself? Criminologists often talk about criminogenic environments, conditions that increase the likelihood of crime. These can exist at the macro level, like neighborhoods or communities, and at the micro level, like families. Let's explore both. Let's focus now at the macro level, specifically, neighborhoods and communities. The term criminogenic literally means crime-producing. An environment doesn't guarantee crime, but it creates conditions that make crime more likely. The Chicago School of Sociology first observed this in the early 20th century. They found that crime clustered in certain neighborhoods in Chicago, even when different groups of people moved in and out. This became the basis of social disorganization theory. When communities face poverty, residential instability, and weak social ties, they lose the ability to regulate behavior. In short, crime is not just about individual choices. It's about environments that fail to provide stability and informal social control. Now, let's review key features of criminogenic neighborhoods. Research highlights several factors that make some neighborhoods more criminogenic. These include economic strain, which is where high unemployment and poverty create stress and push some toward illegal means of survival. Then, we have weak social cohesion, which is when neighbors don't trust or look out for one another. Problems escalate unchecked. Residential turnover is also important here. Frequent movement in and out of a community disrupts relationships and accountability. Physical disorder is also included. That is when broken windows, abandoned buildings, and graffiti signal that crime is tolerated. Finally, there are limited institutions. This recognizes that without effective schools, recreational centers, or community organizations, positive outlets for youth vanish. Together, these conditions make crime more likely to take root and persist. For instance, concentrated public housing without adequate services has historically been linked to higher crime. Likewise, neighborhoods with clusters of liquor stores, drug markets, and gang activity often become crime hotspots. But this isn't just an urban story. Rural areas with high unemployment, limited law enforcement, and social isolation can also become criminogenic, especially for issues like substance abuse and violence. But neighborhoods aren't the only environments that matter. Crime can also be fostered at the micro level, inside the family. If communities provide the backdrop for daily life, then families are the first classroom where children learn how to behave, cope, and interact. And just like neighborhoods, families can be criminogenic. Now let's talk about the micro level, specifically, families as criminogenic environments. The family is the most immediate and influential environment in a child's life. When families provide warmth, supervision, and structure, they act as a protective factor. But when families are chaotic, abusive, or criminally involved, they can foster delinquency and crime. Features of criminogenic families include harsh or inconsistent discipline, which involves erratic punishment that teaches children that aggression and coercion are normal. Then, there is low parental supervision, or when parents are absent or disengaged, and delinquency opportunities multiply. Next are criminal role models, which concerns parents or siblings that are involved in illegal activity that serve to normalize crime for children. The presence of substance abuse and domestic violence in the home is also important. These undermine stability and create trauma that increases risk-taking and aggression. Finally, there's economic stress. Poverty inside the home amplifies conflict and weakens parenting practices. Two examples of theories that involve family dynamics can be used to explain this. One is the family process model, which is where economic stress strains marriages and parenting, which then affects children's adjustment and increases delinquency. The next is coercion theory, or the family coercion model. Here, parents and children may fall into patterns of escalating conflict, where children learn coercive and antisocial strategies that later carry into peer and other interactions. These approaches are more complex than what is presented here. There are also other approaches used to address this, albeit to say that there are recognized patterns that involve families that are understood to lead youth into problem behaviors. It is certainly not a novel idea that family environments impact how children and teens act, even criminally. Importantly, criminogenic families and criminogenic neighborhoods often interact. A child growing up with poor supervision in a disorganized neighborhood faces compounded risk. On the flip side, strong family bonds can serve as a buffer against negative community conditions, offering resilience even in disadvantaged areas. Remember, effective policy will address the cause or causes of the things we want to change. In the end, criminogenic environments, whether in neighborhoods or within families, remind us that crime is shaped not just by individual decisions but by the contexts people live in. If we want to reduce crime, we need to think bigger than only punishment. That also means revitalizing neighborhoods, supporting families, and addressing the structural conditions that make crime more likely. By changing environments, we can change outcomes.